Let's get started with an overview of what we are building. Python Temperature Converter, a beginner's journey. Welcome. Today you will learn how to make your own temperature converter in Python. Converting temperatures is useful in science, cooking, and travel. We will start from the very basics and build up step by step. By the end, you will have a minute project you can use and share. Running the cell now. After each section, pause and try typing the code yourself. If you are learning, that is a great way to remember. If you enjoy this video, remember to like and subscribe for more beginner Python tutorials. Printing a message is often the first thing any program does. Let us see how the print function works. We begin by displaying a friendly message when the program starts. This helps set the stage for our temperature converter and lets users know what the program does. Running the cell now. Try changing the message in print to make it your own. Variables are one of the most important ideas in any programming language. What is a variable? Variables are like boxes that store information. Let us use them to store a temperature value. Running the cell now. You will see variables in action next. Now let us use variables in practice. We are storing a temperature value in Celsius in a variable named Celsius. The number 20 is now kept in that variable. Next, we display the value so we know what our variable holds. Printing lets us check the value at each step. Running the cell now. Try changing the number in Celsius and see what happens. This is a good way to experiment. Let us do our first temperature conversion. We use a simple formula to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. The formula is, multiply the Celsius temperature by 9, divide by 5, then add 32. Now we print the Fahrenheit result so we can see the answer. Running the cell now. Try converting some other Celsius values for yourself. See how the Fahrenheit output changes. Now let us make the program interactive. User input, making it interactive. Instead of using a fixed value, we can ask the user for input. The input function lets the user type a number. Running the cell now. Ready to try it in code? User input makes your program more personal. Let us give it a try. We invite the user to enter a temperature. The input function collects what the user types. By default, it is text or string data. To do math, we need to change that string into a number. We use float to do that. This changes the text version to a number version. Now we do our conversion with the user's value. Finally, we print the converted temperature. The answer is easy to see. Running the cell now. Try entering different numbers, even negative values, to see what happens. Can you convert 0 degrees Celsius? Let us help our program handle input errors safely. Sometimes users make mistakes, like typing words instead of numbers. We use a try except block to catch those errors. Try means we attempt to run the code. If the user enters a proper number, the conversion works as before. If not, the code under except runs. The message helps them understand what went wrong. This keeps our program from crashing. Great job making your code more user-friendly. Running the cell now. Try entering a word like hello to see the error message. You can now make your converter more robust. If you are getting value from this, hit the like button. Functions are like reusable tools in your program. Making a function. We can wrap the conversion code in a function. This helps us reuse it and keeps our code tidy. A function is a named section of code that does one thing. Running the cell now. Let us see how to make one for converting Celsius to Fahrenheit. Using functions keeps our code neat and organized. We create a function named Celsius_to_Fahrenheit. It takes in a temperature in Celsius and returns the result in Fahrenheit. To test it, we call the function with 100 as input. The print statement shows the conversion easily. This makes your code reusable for any temperature. Running the cell now. Try naming your function something different or passing other numbers. This is a great way to understand how functions work. Let us add the reverse conversion for better flexibility. We create another function to go the opposite direction. This one changes Fahrenheit back into Celsius. Here we convert 98.6, which is normal body temperature, to Celsius. This way, you can handle both kinds of conversions. Running the cell now. Now your program can do both types of conversions. Try converting the temperature outside right now. Giving users options makes your program more useful. Making choices, if statements. We can let users choose which conversion they want. An if statement lets us make decisions in code. Running the cell now. Let us see a simple example. Let us make our converter respond to user choices. We will use if, elif, and else to control the flow. We ask the user what kind of temperature conversion they need. Depending on their answer, we use if or elif to run the right block of code. If they want Celsius to Fahrenheit, we get their Celsius temperature and convert it. If they want Fahrenheit to Celsius, we do that instead. If they type something else, we let them know it is not a valid choice. This makes your converter flexible and friendly. Running the cell now. Test out both options and even try typing something invalid to see the different responses. Can you extend it for more temperature scales later? Let us handle a batch of temperature values using a list. Sometimes you may want to convert several temperatures at once. We use a list to store multiple values. The for loop lets us go through each temperature easily. For each value, we perform the conversion and print the result. Running the cell now. Try adding more numbers to the list or using negative values. This is useful for saving results for later use. We create a new empty list to keep the converted results. As we loop, we use append to add each Fahrenheit value. Finally, we print the whole list to see all the converted numbers. Running the cell now. Can you think of other things you might want to store in a list? Try it out as a practice exercise. List comprehensions can make your code shorter and clearer. A list comprehension is a quick way to build lists from other lists. It is a compact alternative to a for loop when you want to create a new list. Here, we convert all Celsius values in a single line of code. Running the cell now. Try making your own list comprehensions for other operations. Let us filter our list to show only positive temperatures. We can filter a list using a condition inside the list comprehension. Here, we keep only the values that are greater than 0. This is useful for quickly filtering unwanted values. Running the cell now. Practice by changing the filter condition to see what you get. This is your big challenge. Let us build it step by step. Mini project, full temperature converter program. Let us pull all the pieces together. You will make a program that greets the user, asks for their name, lets them pick a conversion, handles errors, shows results and says goodbye. Running the cell now. Pause the video and try it with us. Ready? Let us start with user-friendly greetings. The program starts with a welcoming message. We ask for the user's name to make the interaction friendlier. The user's input is stored in a variable. We greet them using their name, for a personal touch. Running the cell now. Try running this and typing your name. Does it feel more engaging? Let us continue building. This is the heart of your mini project. Let us make sure no matter what users type, the program still works smoothly. We let the user choose which type of conversion, handling both big and small letter input with upper. A try except block guards against bad input, keeping the program safe. If they pick C, we do Celsius to Fahrenheit. If they pick F, we convert Fahrenheit to Celsius. If their input does not match either, we let them know. Any number input errors are caught, and we give them help instead of breaking. This is a real temperature converter. Running the cell now. Run this a few times and try all the options, correct and incorrect, to see how robust it is. A nice closing gives the program a complete feel. It is good practice to let users know when your program is ending. We print a friendly goodbye at the end. This signals that the work is done. Running the cell now. Try personalizing your farewell. Maybe add the user's name. Before we move on, here are some tips that will help all your programs. Best practices and tips. Write clear variable names. Handle unexpected user input. Use functions to keep your code tidy. Test your program with different values. Running the cell now. Practice these habits every time you code. They will make you a better programmer. Let us highlight a very common source of confusion. Here is a common error, forgetting that input gives you a string. If we tried to pass the string directly to our conversion, Python would show an error. This is just a friendly reminder to always convert before doing math. Running the cell now. If Python gives you an error when you use input, check your type conversions. You are almost ready for the bonus challenges. Want to level up? Let us handle a batch of conversions from one line of input. Here, the user types several Celsius temperatures separated by commas. We split their input into separate pieces, convert each to float, and then convert the whole list to Fahrenheit. The program shows all the results at once. You have just made your converter more powerful. Running the cell now. Try typing 3 or 4 temperatures and see them all converted at once. Show your friends how it works. The best way to learn is to make it your own. Your turn, final practice. Try changing the messages and prompts. Extend your converter to support Kelvin or Rankine. Challenge, add an option to repeat the program until the user says no. Running the cell now. Pause here and try one of the challenges above before moving on. If you did it, let us know in the comments. That was a lot. Let us summarize what we learned. Recap. You learned about variables, user input, functions, decisions with if statements, lists and list comprehensions, error handling, mini project building. Keep practicing and you will get better over time. Running the cell now. Well done. Remember, the more you code, the more comfortable you get. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, or share it with friends. Your support helps us make more tutorials. We appreciate you learning with us today. Thanks for joining. Keep exploring Python. Check the video description for extras, and let us know your ideas for future tutorials. Happy coding! Running the cell now. See you in the next video.